Mother of 7 from Arizona is due back in court in Mexico. She is fighting drug trafficking charges after police accused her of trying to smuggle 12 pounds of marijuana. ABC's Gio Benitez has that story for us.
This morning, American citizen Yanira Maldonado is stuck behind bars in a Mexican jail. The Mormon mother of 7 charged with trafficking more than 5 kilos of marijuana. Her family fighting for her freedom.
I know she would never do anything like this.
The 42-year-old Phoenix resident and her husband Gary boarded this bus in Mochis, Mexico on Wednesday, returning to the U.S. after attending a family funeral. When they got to a checkpoint near the city of Hermosillo, soldiers from the Mexican army inspected the bus. That's when police say they found 12 pounds of drugs under Maldonado's seat.
I want my mom home, please. I just want her home.
The family says Mexican police first arrested Maldonado's husband for the drugs, then later changed their minds and arrested her.
We have no need to do anything like that. Logic tells you this is a frame setup.
Her husband says he offered to pay the judge $5,000 because he says the soldiers told him that's how it works in Mexico.
I don't think it really matters anymore who put it there, what happened, what they're trying to get, how much money. It's not about that to me anymore. I mean, who cares? Just bring her back, let her come home.
Maldonado spent the day in court Tuesday, but no decision was made about her future. Just back from Mexico, Maldonado's daughter says she can visit her mother, but only separated by jailhouse bars.
She held my hand and she told me that everything was going to be okay.
And Maldonado will be in court again today. No word yet on whether she'll be released. Overnight, Mexican officials told ABC News she has the right to a defense attorney and due process. But Robin, this is a possible 10-year prison sentence.
A lot of people are watching this. Yep. All right, Gio, thank you.
Let's bring in Dan Abrams to get a little bit more on this, Dan. You can understand why Gary Maldonado offered to pay that $5,000, but may have been a big mistake.
Yeah, well, look, first of all, the notion that the Mexican authorities are assuring her that she has the right to a defense attorney and due process is probably a very little comfort to her at this point. Look, the issue of the bribe, right? This is what the family is saying this is all about. If you're sitting there on a bus and the next thing you know, you're taken off the bus and someone's accusing you of having 12 pounds, that's a big, a container of marijuana. And then they say, well, you know what, you got to pay us off. You can understand why their initial reaction is to say, wait a second, these guys are asking for money. The only issue is you got to be careful here. You don't want to make the authorities dig their heels in and say, this is true, back it up with more invented evidence, etc. So they have to walk a fine line here between being very firm, telling the truth about what happened, and yet not going too far.
This is not just a legal case, though. You've got a U.S. Senator involved. You've got the State Department involved.
I think this is going to be resolved diplomatically. I mean, this is too high level. This has gotten too much publicity. We're talking about it. Others are talking about it. This is not going to be the sort of thing that's just going to be determined at a local level in Mexico. This is going to be determined at the highest level of government to assess whether the family was framed.